Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Uh, so, there was a question yesterday for somebody. They were asking me about fatigue and how we can really resuscitate the energy when you're extremely fatigued or exhausted, especially if you have some hormonal imbalance due to any number of hormonal problems, um, and also the stress and burnout and all that. So I decided to talk about that today in our series on the energy for the entrepreneur, because this is the age of the entrepreneur, and we will see a lot more people will be uh, doing it on their own. A lot of people have technical excellence and they're going to gain more of that. But that doesn't mean that they have business acumen or the skills to tolerate what is going on with that, right? So, especially if you have some derangement in um, in your glands, endocrine glands, which are ductless glands, you have an access from hypothalamus to pituitary to thyroid, parathyroid, and to adrenals, uh, and testes or ovaries. All this, right? There's an access of all these adrenal, endocrine glands. If you have some derangement, and we need to get them tested, and then we can really establish diagnosis of some gland working and some gland overworking or underworking and all that, by just doing some blood tests, or so many ways we do that, right? But in some cases, you cannot do much, but they're just exhausted. One question was about adrenal exhaustion. That means the adrenal glands have not been putting the corticosteroids that we need for so many functions, is exhausted, and then people don't have any pep at all, no matter what they do. That kind of thing. Is there some other help that is legitimate? That's not like a snake oil, and there, actually, a matter of fact, there is so much available for energy maintenance and really uh, yeah, energy energy maintenance and energy really doing that with a lot of processes that we are familiar with for centuries. But there's a lot of misinformation and really not reliable things that people can go and then get them. There's a lot of mischief in this, so you have to be aware of that too. So welcome, Mahira. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Rahman. Good.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm great. I'm doing good. Okay. I was just telling people that somebody asked me about exhaustion and fatigue, and so I thought I will talk about that today. And I was bringing the perspective of, as a modern physician, we can establish somebody's endocrine glands are working, overworking, or underworking. But sometimes we come across like this adrenal exhaustion that he was asking me about, was something that we could really pinpoint and tell you this is your diagnosis. But then we may give some steroids, which has a lot of problems, but then they will end up with um, really not able to do much with that. So those kind of patients, we kind of use this energy manipulation of ancient wisdom, like a prana in yoga or chi in Chinese medicine, like that, acupuncture, yoga, and all that. So I was going to focus on that. Yeah. You want to say something, Mahira? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great topic, I guess. And So, do you think post-COVID it had any effects?
Yeah, yeah. So I have been following this long COVID with quite some interest because I was going to this room in Clubhouse where Maya McNulty, she runs it. I think for about 2 years she has been running. I was very active in the epidemic of the COVID, and because I was involved in the epidemics for a long time, so I was very active on Clubhouse and also making house calls and over the internet and all that, right? So I seen a lot of people, even though they got the COVID and they got over it, then they were having numerous complaints. Lately, actually, a week ago, I believe, there was a notification submitted with doctors compiling 39 symptoms that were under COVID. Not of them with each patient, but some of them there with each patient, right? And then one common thing that we notice is there's this minute clots that happen in different organs, and that's why they are having failure of those organs. That's one thing. The other thing is they were having this heavy load on their immunity. That's kind of draining their mind, and they were having this brain fog and all that. So I'm pretty interested in that, but there are so many ancient things that it is like a deep breathing, like yoga asanas, meditation, and really understanding our mind, going beyond it, those kind of things. So some of them really help some people. Some of them helped to improve their inner resilience so that they were able to overcome with their own fortified immune system. So that I can tell you a little bit about that. Yeah, you have any specific questions, Mahira, on that?
On which?
On COVID. On COVID.
Okay, COVID, not specifically COVID, but in general, only I was asking that. So the COVID had impact on the immune system of the people, like
Yeah.
post-COVID.
Mhm.
So what was the impact on the immune system once the COVID impact? For
Yeah.
example, I have recovered from the COVID completely.
Yeah, I would look at like this, because there was so much attack on the immune system prior to this thing has come. People have very weak immune systems because we were taking too many toxins around us, fertilizers, chemicals, or polluted air or water. All those things have taken a toll on our general health as a whole, and also the stress and burnout of the modern life, and also depleted vitality of the foods. Whatever food we grow, the fruits or vegetables or the meat or the animals, they're loaded with chemicals and all that. That's also one of the reasons why we don't have good vital food, like organic food that is really genuine. And topsoil erosion, all those things contributed ultimately. Our immune system was susceptible, and when something like a new virus like COVID-19 came, our system has no defense. And then it got worse because the general inner resilience has gone down. It's not as much as the immunity has gone down, but it was the bad health that we were having that took a toll on us. You can always improve the immune systems with regular healthy habits, eating properly, sleeping well, and dealing with the stress and burnout in a positive way, and also generally improving your health. That will help. There are some routines that we do in yoga to improve our immune system itself, by relaxing, by taking it easy on the stress, and also by improving our breathing and stretching, and all those things help you ultimately, because ancient systems concentrated on the natural health that we normally have, and how to fortify it by going into the wooded areas or plants and greenery. All those things are naturally good for us. But we are surrounded by so many machines, so many electromagnetism and all that, right? So we can cut down on that. You don't have to eliminate it, but then cut down and go and do walking or exercise, or just uh, do some play or something you can play. All that physical activity eventually will help us improve our general health, right? So that is what is really important. We have to focus on. So it is not as much as our immunity is down. It's more because of the general health has gone down. People have developed this problems with immunity, and then it's more vulnerable now because it acts on the T lymphocytes and so many immune organs that we have within us. They are not produced properly or they are not robust, and that's why people are very difficult to get back to their normal health. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, I got it.
So we better focus on our general health, like improve everything, from natural foods to really being active during the day, not to be sedentary or in the chair too long a time, and also really sleep well. And also, most important is keep your mind healthy and calm. Those things, if you do them, you have a very excellent chance of becoming. See, that's what I find with my yoga practice, breathing, and all that. I kind of keep my health very well, to the extent that I don't use any medications. Even though I'm 69, I don't have to use them because healthy habits, simple healthy habits. Eat good food, eat only when you're hungry, and then keep yourself active body, moving around. Don't sit too long, too prolonged time, and also do the physical work or enjoy doing some stuff physically, playing or whatever, rowing or any of the things that you want to do. And then my main thing is I keep my mind in the present and calm as much as possible. I think that's the biggest thing helps me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing such an information. And I'm
Yeah.
amazed that you being 69, uh, so fit. Like you, it's so good to talk to you. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah, because it is not that I don't want to take medications for a particular illness or disease I have, but I kind of watch it so that I don't develop the illness as much as possible. It's not that guaranteed, but you have to pay attention to the healthy principles, simple things. There is something called diurnal variation. That is like your body clock within you. That is natural, that keeps our body clock normally and healthy. So we don't want to impose on that. For example, your body is exhausted during the day and it demands rest during the night, but you forcibly sit through a big movie through the late night, and that kind of interferes. Those kind of habits, if you can look at a little bit and then change them and be with the in rhythm with the natural rhythms that are going on, that will be very much. There is something called forest bathing. I kind of want my patients to do. What I want is every day find some time either in the morning or in the evening, whatever suits you. Leave all the thing and go to nature. Go to a wooded area. Forest preserves are here with us. I live near Mississippi, so if we go there, there's a lot of greenery around there. Right? And we also have a big giant park. It's called Eagle Point Park. And you can take the car and go through the road. It will be several miles. Or you can go and park the car and go into the woods by yourself. What happens is the forest bathing is you got to go and be with the nature. Don't think about anything. Just observe the colors, listen to the noises, listen to the birds or whatever that's happening, and just immerse yourself in that. Don't make any comments or judgment. Just observe them. Nature will reveal a lot of things. Even if I'm driving, I kind of in touch with the, yeah, simple thing, right? The simple thing we can do. We don't have to take any
Yeah.
medications for that. So that relationship with the nature, unfortunately, we lost it because we are involved in the artificial entertainment too much. I'm not saying you should not have entertainment or movies. They have their role, but they're not too much, not to be completely removed from the nature. So I do enjoy movies and all that, but then I don't do it all the time, only once in a while. So that kind of natural progression with everything, we kind of clean our water, clean our air, and then do stuff that is really good for us. Drink out of metal glasses rather than plastic glasses or plastic bottles. So, you know what I mean, what I'm getting at. All as much as possible natural. If you do that, I think that itself is a very good thing we are doing to our body and minds. Where are you from, Mahira? Where are you from?
So I'm from Rajasthan,
Rajasthan.
but I'm studying at Delhi.
Delhi. Okay. Oh, Rajasthan is my favorite place. I
So
always
very
wanted to,
nice.
yeah, Jaipur. And I came in 2014, I think, 2014 with my family, my wife and my kid. And we went to this, what is that? Brahma Kumari's place, Mount Abu. Mount Abu.
Mount Abu.
Yeah.
Okay, you follow Vikeshwani?
Yeah, because you are. Yeah, I know her. I don't follow her, but I know her talks and everything. I really like her. But I wanted to show my wife and kid, my kid, that how women are empowered in that. Okay, I think Quinn is here. I think he's the one who asked him that question. Let's invite him and see. Hi there.
Hello, hello, Dr. Ram.
How are you, Quinn?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I am good. I'm no problem. Blessed, probably. I was
Right?
uh, I was responding to your the adrenal exhaustion, and I was revealing
Yeah,
some of the alternatives we have. See, we had this problem with some patients, right? That
okay.
I'm a modern doctor, so we do the blood test. We first establish that they have problem with the adrenal gland, and then hypogonadism, hypoadrenalism, all those things are there. Once we establish it, sometimes we may give corticosteroids or something, but sometimes it is not possible in the long run because it's a very, very problematic to use corticosteroids. I'm very much against using long term because they kind of suppress so many things, including the immune system. So,
Yes.
if you want me to say a little bit, I think if you want a complete discussion, you can always make an appointment with me and we can talk. But here also, you can ask me whatever you want. But basically, there are so many ancient systems that really help you with your energy inside, including any hormonal exhaustion. For example, thyroid, adrenal, or any of the glands from all the way from hypothalamus to do. Basically, they don't address one particular thing, but they address the energy within us. In system of yoga and Ayurveda, that energy is called prana. The same thing in Chinese medicine, they called it qi, right? Like that, right? Japanese and Zen and all that too. So basically, understanding the processes that kind of restore your energy and helps you to maintain that is possible. But then these are not like a quickly happen. You got to take those daily practices that whatever appeals to you. There is yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, herbal medicine, African native. So many things are there from ancient times that if you adapt what you are comfortable with, what you can do on a daily, consistent basis, you can revive that energy. Okay, so that is what I
Got
was
you.
talking about today. One of the things I was mentioning was being natural, paying attention to our body clock, and also going out into the nature and building a relationship and having practices of yoga postures, breathing, and also calming the mind and living in the present. That is what I do very well. I think that helps me a lot because I don't go and vagabond in the past or in the future. I may learn from what happened, but I don't go live in that. I live in the present. That helps me a lot to be not spending the energy. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I would like to add on it on this.
Yeah.
As we all know that work life, the work, pressure, work, and so how to live in the present moment,
Yeah.
like not making
That is it.
any.
Yeah, that is important because that's something I work with burnout and stressed out people mainly because they don't have the balance within. That's why they have no balance outwardly. So there's a kind of a wrong conception about everything outward will be orderly. Then I will be whatever I want. I can impulsive. I'm angry. I can have these mood swings and all that, and then we expect balance. That doesn't happen. For me, work and family life are one continuous thing. They are not like a different things, right? For example, I'm a physician, right? Now I'm kind of sold off my big clinic and then have a small one, and then mostly I'm doing it on the online, right? But before my clinic was so busy, I was continuously busy all the time, right? But then I wanted some time with my family. Luckily, my wife and me, we were able to establish clinic together, and we were able to really work in the same clinic. Like, I owned my clinic, and also I built my clinic myself, so that gave me the freedom to take some time off if I could. But then there was no coverage. But then we had no long-term vacation. So what we used to do is, like a Friday comes, so we used to drive to Chicago, which is only 2 hours away from us, and then spend the weekend in the Chicago and come back. So short vacations, and also this mind control that I developed that helped. For example, vacating the mind is itself vacation. Okay, when you go to some other place, the newness is so overwhelming, you may forget about everything and you'll enjoy the place. But if you go to any place and you still carry your work with you in the form of a laptop or all that, then you are sunk. Okay, so what you do is, first of all, start with the end in mind. What is it that you want to do in life? What is the purpose of your life? Once you establish that, then put that like a most important things, and then everything is around that. Okay. um, Stephen Covey, he wrote a book called Seven Habits of the Most Effective People. You guys are familiar with that? Yeah. Quinn.
That's my number one book.
Yeah, yeah.
My life.
Yeah, in that, you remember, Quinn, there was a graph there. There are four quadrants are there. The four quadrants are, one is about what is important and what is urgent. One side is that on x-axis, okay, what is important, unimportant, and then so other axis, what is urgent, what is non-urgent. If you are always doing what is important but non-urgent, then you are fine. Okay, but there will be some person where this is urgent and also important, then you have to attend to that. But he says one thing about beginning with the end in life. End in You have to first understand what is the end you want to achieve ultimately. You may or not, but then you can go towards that very well. So if you say, okay, my career is important, my family is important, my talent is important, like that, you establish your own priorities, and then chalk up a course for that, and then do that every day mostly. Don't go and watch the movie in the morning and go to then you will be in that mood. But if you really go and do most important things in the morning, it's better. I call this delayed gratification. So don't gratify yourself before you have achieved some things that you wanted to do. You first do the important thing, achieve them, and then celebrate and relax and have a break and coffee. So this is what I told in my clinic for my staff. When in the morning when you come, we kind of do a huddle and we establish what is coming up, what is important, what is thing we have to do. It is a brief, maybe 5-10 minutes. but then we are all oriented towards to achieve our major goals. And after that is kind of in the place, in the thing that's going on, then you can go and take a coffee break or something like that. Make sense, Mahir?
Dr. Yao,
Yeah.
I actually have a very strange and unique situation.
Huh.
I've been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah.
The very bottom, I was bedridden for half a year.
Yeah.
It's because I have pretty strong childhood PTSD.
Yeah.
So I was very anxious, very overworked, over-exercised, and undersleep and all that. So over the last 3 years, I've actually learned a lot. I learned to listen to my gut so I can feed it the right amount of food and the right combinations.
Yeah.
And I also learned to sleep well. Also, with the going relaxation, I have this really strange meditation practice that that's really suitable for me.
Yeah.
Because I was always so fatigued, so I just lie down and just focus on my breathing and just totally relax. So over the 3 years of practice, I'm able to do a full reset for my mental stress and all that in about 15 minutes. So I do this a few times during the day.
Yeah.
So and I talk to a lot of different medical doctors. And so I have a lot of strange immune system problems, as in like sinusitis. It just goes up and down and doesn't seem to ever completely go away. So I'm actually getting much better mentally, emotionally, and also physically.
Very good. Very good. Only one thing I will add there is, you are doing occasional meditation, but the further advancement for you is you can always be meditative. You understand? You can be silent, and when you want, you can use the thought. But it is called conscious thought. That means you are not having thoughts unconsciously, and you are not having compulsively, but you have really developed to bring your awareness front, and awareness, you bring in the thought and use it. So then what happens is, mostly you are silent, except when you want to choose to work with the thought. That is such a invigorating thing for you. I can teach you that, but you got to be patient, like you were for the last 3 years, and you continuously do that. Slowly, what it is like a peeling of the onion. All the things that you are conditioned, your PTSD or whatever, all those things you understand, you peel it off slowly. It's kind of, they come up, burning up. Then you let them go. And then you are free from that. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of understanding. But that possibility is there. That's what I'm saying. That potential is there.
I see. So it's actually, because I do notice that a lot of times when I do little chores or when I start thinking about something, my body gets very tensed up.
Yeah.
Especially around the upper spine.
See?
So is it actually possible to reach a state where most of your day you're completely relaxed?
Yes.
And you're only...
That's what I'm saying. See, after I learned that, you see, the phenomenal thing was, I was a very good student as a medical student, right? So we have to read a lot of stuff, and we, in India especially, so much of theory we have to remember and all that, right? And then, so we thought good thoughts, good things are very good, we have to do that. But then, reading something outward with a thought, that's different. And thinking about things inward is different. Like, for example, in PTSD, you get the memory continuously, it kind of fortifies. You don't have to have that inward. Outward, technically, everything you can use the thought. So there is a way to use thought efficiently. Okay? So once you understand that, see, already you will come to have the insight into that. You see, once you have that, what happens is there are certain procedures that you do in the morning and during the day and before sleep. Like I will tell you
I see.
right now, just try to do them. If it is really, you really need more understanding, I think you can come to me. That's fine. What you do is, first thing in the morning, when you get up, don't get on the thought bandwagon. Don't think about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. And all. No, no. Give a break. Give a break to that activating thought coming up, but be aware of what is around you. How is the atmosphere outside? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? Is it something that you can appreciate, without any comment or anything like that? Or are there plants in your house? Are there live human beings in your house? Those kind of things. You want to pay attention to the life around you. Remember that word, attention to the life.
Uh,
Don't think about
got
it.
it.
Just pay attention, be aware in the moment. And now
Mhm.
take deep breaths like you are doing. And with my wellness club, maybe you should join my club, Quinn, because you will get a lot out of it. It's only a very simple thing, a monthly subscription, and we do every day. And then people ask you questions and answer them. But you don't have to also. It's up to you. But then what it is then the deep breathing exercise, I have 10 different exercises. I make them my student do. You gain this firmness in your parasympathetic nervous system, which is opposite to the sympathetic system, where the adrenal gland is also there. Okay, so because you are
Okay.
building up antidote to the fight or flight syndrome by rest and digest of the vagus or parasympathetic nervous system, you will be in the present automatically. So I call that 1 hour, even though we do some exercises, breathing, meditation, all that, I call that whole hour, 1 hour exercise in awareness. That means you have to be here and now and do everything with me. I will also do with you, with everybody else that are there. But then what happens is, at the end of it, I'm completely established in the present moment. Now you remember that it gets more and fortified as you do it daily, and then at the you go to the work or whatever you do, every 1 hour take a break of 1 minute of deep breathing. I call that PMBB, present moment breathing break. Okay, you do that as much as you can do, and then after work is done, and when you come home, give some time for you to unwind before you go to sleep, right? And then one of the exercises you do there is you review your own emotional reactions through the day, in the day that you spent. Reverse, go from 9 o'clock to 8, 7, 6, like that. You go and see all the reactions you felt and you had experienced there. Then give them like a, what is negative, what's important, what is positive, what is uh, not, and all that. Then you drop all the trivialities, right? But the important
Mhm.
things you want to write them down somewhere, either on the device or on the paper, and then don't remember them for the night. For the night, drop them also, even if they're important, because you got to give the rest and the sleep full potential to repair your body and mind. So I call this cleaning the slate of mind. So you get up in the morning, you have a completely clean slate. And then again, you're starting with awareness again. Make sense?
Okay.
So,
Okay. So pretty much three big resets
yeah.
a day, and
Mm.
then try to get a minute every hour
Yeah, I know.
of a small tiny reset, right?
Mm. Yeah. And then in the evening, again, review everything before you go to bed. Either you go completely empty mind, if it's not possible, think of something positive that happened that day. Like you were kind to somebody, or you smiled at somebody, or they smiled at you, or you had a visit by a friend, or some things you rescued an animal. Something positive can be happening, right, to us. We usually forget about them. Remember them and sleep on them. Okay, if possible,
Okay.
sleep on the empty mind. If not possible, think of the positive things and sleep on them. Try to do this every day, and then you say, I'm going to see, this is the I think I tell my patients also, small but permanent changes. So you learn this technique, go on doing it. Don't do it for a few days and leave it. It is a permanent change that you establish in your routine.
Yes.
Then you will have long-term benefits. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I actually totally believe in building this sort of like a pyramid,
Yeah.
brick at a time.
Yes.
Each brick is just a little bit more relaxation, a little bit less.
Exactly.
Anxiety.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, very good analogy. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
do
do you
that.
think there's anything Western medicine can help me with, or is it just mostly?
Yeah, it depends upon why your exhaustion is coming, what is the failure, and we do what do they do with your ACTH and cortisol levels and all that. They do the overnight ACC suppression test and all that. Accordingly, we can establish what's going on with you.
Okay. I've done some simple tests like morning and AM, PM cortisol,
Yeah,
and just normal blood tests.
Yeah.
And these all come up normal.
yeah. What was
Also including liver and
Yeah, what was the reason for the exhaustion that has to be established? Because these days we have much more fractionated tests and we have genetic testing and all that. Okay, so you got to be advanced people. Then we can establish is that gene based? Is that something mutation happen? Is there something going on offending? And removing those affecting agents also important. Like for example, you are exposed to some kind of metal for some reason, or you kind of exposed to some mushroom toxin. I'm just saying, not necessarily that, but generally like that. We have to strive to be investigating what is the reason why. Then it could be mental too. You know that
what do you mean?
it could be mental because you have the PTSD. You might have formed some neurological tracks because of your repeated trauma happening all the time, thinking about it. That will build up its own neurological track, and that is also going to cause problems for you. Not only in this case, but in many cases. So you need to understand thoughts as objects and then watch them and then get rid of the negativity. That is where being in the present helps, because what happened in the past is done, but what is making it alive? Your own thoughts and memories. So instead of going there, if you see what is happening here and now, is it there, then slowly you'll get the handle of the present. It's not that easy, but once you get the handle on the present, then the past memories won't hurt you that much. They won't come that vehemently. But the more you think about them, the more they get stronger. And then that itself becomes your problem.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. This is
So
this is called ingrained thoughts. In Sanskrit, they are called samskaras. Very well described in yoga long thousands of years ago. So there is something about thought beyond thought in yoga. Real yoga is where you are beyond thought. You still use the thought, you're still very intelligent and all that, but you won't be a victim of unconscious compulsive thought.
yes. Okay. So on the medical side, Dr. Rao, you're in the United States, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm actually in Asia, and I'm gonna be here for a year or so at least.
Hmm.
So I'll try to find a doctor around here that could do what you're doing. But it seems it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because most Western medical doctors, they don't have this holistic side. So
Yeah. No, I'm a combination of modern medicine and ancient wisdom. So it helped me personally, it helps my patients also. I'm kind of not dogmatic. I kind of take everything in a scientific view and study them and learn from them. And then I don't give any herbs or anything like that. But I kind of educate people about our body, mind, and what is beyond, how to really have a control over our body and mind health. Okay. So,
yeah. Do you know of a doctor in Southeast Asia that's your style as well? Like,
no, I don't know. because some people
Okay.
use acupressure, that is there, and that is also helps people with getting rid of it. But this is about gaining knowledge about the deeper inner sciences of ancient times. Okay,
Yes.
that is where you should be focusing on.
Well, that's good. Okay, I'll go to your house and just hang out more and see if I can learn more from you.
Very good.
Because it's really important for me that some like a guru to be not only um, well versed in Eastern medicine, but also with a scientific critical mind. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's who I am. So I'm trying to approach it from both sides as well. So
very good.
yeah,
Especially
three,
inner side
yeah,
energy and thought, those kind of things, eastern insights are very important. But more than eastern, it's the ancients. Even in the west, there are so many Catholic priests and all that that have gone into the
yes,
inner column quite a bit. So I will call always ancient and modern. I don't call eastern western anymore, because most of those practices, most a lot of people know about it, but they are very long term, slow, deliberate. It requires discipline. That is what people, modern people, are not able to do. But if they adopt them, they will gain a lot of benefit.
I see.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good categorization too.
Yeah,
It's modern as in more scientific,
yeah.
through the scientific method, and the ancient methods they're all very similar.
No, no, both are scientific. Both are scientific vein. Modern is external sciences about objects, about the things, chemistry, physics, and all that. But the
Yes,
inner sciences, or the ancients had this silence, and in the silence they meditated, and then they intuitively felt the universal truths, and they never compromised on the truth. After all, what is science? Identifying what is truth and what is not. So that's what they did. But then a lot of people don't approach it like a science, and they want to investigate it, but they just blindly believe and take something. That doesn't work like that. You got to put your mind and study and understand. Then only they work. Both are sciences. That is inner science. This is external science. Both are important. You can take both from both. That's what I am. To take the best of both sciences, and then our life will be contributed for that.
I see. Yeah, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. It's
Yeah,
just trying to peel off the mystical side of the
yeah,
ancient
yeah.
sciences.
Even the mystical also is a mystical as long as you believe and you don't go and investigate. But if you go and investigate, they clearly show you that they have been working on this without any problems, and then going inward and then investigating them with their faculty of intuition. So they were able to see
Yes,
the universal truths much better than modern people. That's why ancients are calmer, quieter, happier, and not anxious or depressed, and also they're holistic. That's why they were eating all the good foods, resting, not spoiling the planet. So they had a much better quality life because of that. But then there were problems with the bacteria, with other things, that modern science has developed, all that. That's why we were able to
yeah,
survive the vaccines and the antibiotics and all the modern surgery, all those things. Only problem is the psychology and the inner sciences. They are not good in the modern medicine. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're definitely losing touch with ourselves and also with with nature.
Yes.
So
Yes. That is what is
those
inner
research,
sciences. Yeah. That's what it is. Once you are, then your mind will behave in a way that as though it is a tool. So that is what it is. What the ancient said was, turn inward with your mind and realize who you are, and establish in that presence of that. Then you can use your mind, which is your tool, and also your body, which is your tool. Then you can keep them in good shape, because you are able to see clearly what is what.
okay.
Hmm.
So I think one of the things, because in those 3 years, I've learned a lot how to listen to my body.
Yeah.
But because I have very low stamina, even as a male, so I have very little connection to nature. So I think maybe that's something that I should work on in addition to the multiple resets through the day.
I don't know, you heard I'm talking about fast breathing before you came. What it is go to the nature every day, okay? Either in the morning, in the evening. But what you do during that walk is very important. First of all, don't think about anything else, but just to pay attention to what is in front of you. Like I said, I'm going on the road, I will be touched with the nature just coming up. Like this May month, it starts small green leaves coming up. Then they grow. So I'm in touch with their growth every day, right? So instead of thinking something else, I'm paying attention to what nature is in front of me. And don't make comments, don't judge anything. Just be one with the nature. And that is very, very relaxing and good for you because you are not spending unnecessary thoughts and generating stress hormones. So you just let it sink with you, let it be with you, the sound, the sights, and everything. And you do that every day in the morning, in the evening, if possible, or at least once in a while. And when you do that, how you do that is important. Okay?
Being present.
Yeah, being present.
Being mindful.
Yeah. Pay attention to what you are looking at. You know, what is in front of you, what you are hearing at, what you are kind of appreciate, the beauty, the colors and all that. You know, actually there's plenty of awareness around us when you have that kind of, you know, dispassionate, impartial, non-judgmental attitude, then you will appreciate a lot of beauty that is around you, no matter what season. Say, like in the winter in Iowa here, lot of snow, lot of ice forms, right? And in the morning when you get up, there's a very cold outside, it's all frosted, and the ices are formed on the trees. But then the sun comes up, that light makes this glow like diamonds. I enjoy that.
I've seen that
Yeah.
in Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
Canada too.
Yeah.
Freezing rain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We enjoy that sight too. So it doesn't matter what the elements are, but there's beauty in there. If only you have the eyes to see it.
I see.
Yeah.
Actually, Dr. Rao, I've read a lot of books about psychedelics-assisted psychotherapy, and it seems to be a recent trend.
I don't.
That's okay?
No, I never used any of the drugs. I never prescribed them. There is a research going on micro dose of psychedelics, you know. But the thing is this: if you are a yoga person, you rely on everything natural. Okay, I may develop the psychedelics by my own meditation, a small amount of it, you know. But I don't want to be dependent on any external source, right? So that's if it's used as a medication, that's different. But if it is used to elevate your inner experience, that I don't approve.
I see. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because to me, there's a natural flow of all the different hormones, including cortisol and dopamine and so on.
Exactly.
It seems that other people are so addicted to it. Yeah. They either inject it or they use it.
That is unfortunate. That's it. That's what's happening. So many people are getting addicted. You know, my thing is purely natural and purely really understanding when the medication is needed for a disease and when it is really taken like a recreation or some kind of experience. That I don't approve. You know.
I see. Okay. So also I want to ask you about the traditional medicine because I did try some Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine herbs, and I also talked to a naturopathic doctor in Canada.
Yeah.
When I was there, and so she prescribed me some ashwagandha. And also I studied a little bit about Ayurveda, like how to eat and all that. So what's your thoughts on those in terms
See,
of
Ayurveda,
my situation?
Ayurveda, yoga, other healing systems of the East, they are based on the principle of science of consciousness. So that means knowledge based. That means doing experiences of our interior. Anything externally like herbs and all that, unless the doctor who is giving you is really expert in that, they could have some dangers posing too. That's why my patients, when they come, when we take an inventory of the medications, we also take what kind of herbs are you using. See, taking it something from somebody who is knowledgeable about it for the right reason is way different than like a fad. Like somebody says, this is working for me, you also try it, that kind of. Ashwagandha, for example, that is a healthy thing. If you take it in the right amounts, right time, but if you take it too much, it's not going to help you. So you have to, the doctor who prescribed you is usually, there are very few Ayurveda Vaidyas, they call them. They are very together in their energy. They are highly evolved in their consciousness, and they help you to understand your own what's called natural state of health is called Prakriti. You are usually we have that naturally, but then we do some stuff to derange that natural state of health. That's called Vikruti. That means you're healthy when you are in Prakriti and you are diseased when your Vikruti develops. So what they do is they find out the reason why you have developed this Vikruti, and they help you to reverse that. Okay, so it's a long-term process. So not all Ayurveda is just this short term of giving something herbs and calling Ayurveda is not really justified to that branch.
I see.
Yeah.
So pretty much with those traditional medicine, the doctor has to be a realized being to really help you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it's hard to find. It's hard to find and recognize who is realized.
Yeah, but no, don't worry. Don't worry for other people. Don't worry. You can go to the realization yourself.
Yeah.
See, that is what you should be aiming at. Actually, I was developing some things on that, books and courses, so that people can go towards. All I can do is I can throw them light with the things I know, but you have to walk that path yourself. That is where the difficult for a lot of people, because they don't want to do, and they cannot do it because of the so many reasons, resources, time, understanding, occasion, and also patience. So many things are involved, so I'm very sympathetic to them. But if they ask me, this is the truth. You got to find out about yourself by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
are.
So Dr. Rao, basically 80% of the work is my own inner work.
Yes, that's it. That's what it is. All is all inside job, and you got to do it. But you can take the guidance, but still you have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 20% would be learning.
No, it is 100% learning. 100% learning that includes implementation also.
Mhm.
So then, first you listen, you question, you understand it. Once you understand it, you allow that in your life. Okay, and that is arduous work because we are conditioned in a different way. So the first job is see what is throwing me off, what are the things, that's what is called vikruti, right? And then find out the reasons and go and work on them. It could be a simple thing like something bad food you are eating, or some allergen, or it could be something like too much thinking, or it could be something like a trauma that happened to you. All those things. So you got to understand the human being in a right sense. You see, ancient said, consciousness is the first, and out of consciousness, your body and mind manifest. So once you understand that by yourself, then you will place where like a body has this exhaustion problem, body has it and you are separate from it because you are different from it that way. Then this fatigue goes down. The great
Yeah,
sciences these ancients had is a great sciences, Quinn.
yeah. Well, I'm really fortunate that I don't have a family, I don't have kids, I don't have responsibilities.
Mm.
And for the last 3 years, I've been basically on this health retreat. I don't work, and I just focus on healing myself.
Yeah.
So I'm actually fully devoted to this project
Mm.
because there's no other choice.
Yeah. But you're doing
Yeah.
good job, and if you need me for anything, reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you and help you, whichever I can do. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Then we will meet again tomorrow. Okay. I usually do between 6 to 7. So you can talk.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I could. Maybe I do sometime.